Hi, this is Shawn Elledge, Executive Director of Corporate Relocation today. We were recently commissioned by North American Van Lines to conduct some research on corporate mobility, specifically around employee relocation. Now, this particular study was comprised of 200 executives in the manufacturing industry. Now, all of these participants in this particular survey had to play an active role in their company's mobility efforts. That includes either being a researcher, influencer, end user, manager, decision maker, financial authority, as well as supply chain or vendor management. We then analyzed the data by job titles, by job levels, and we even looked at the data by departments to see how well they're aligned. We looked at the number of employees, the number of locations that these manufacturers had, because obviously the more employees, the more locations, the higher likelihood you're going to need to use or utilize relocation. Then we started to look at the types of programs that were being offered or being managed, short-term, rotational, domestic, international, cross-border, to the different types of policies these companies have adopted, lump sum, reimbursement, full relocation, flex programs, etc. Then we also explored how these companies are managing their programs. Do they utilize an RMC? Do they utilize them part-time, full-time, or do they manage all their mobility efforts internally? Then we also explored how many moving vendors do these manufacturers use. To our surprise, over 74% of the companies are utilizing two or more moving vendors. A lot of that's probably a result of COVID and the strains that put it on the supply chain. As a result, a lot of companies are adopting multiple vendors to support their mobility efforts. Then we asked these executives about their top challenges and their goals. What did they hope to achieve with their relocation programs? And we compared those goals and challenges across multiple departments, from HR to operations, procurement, as well as supply chain, just to, again, see how well they're aligned with their goals and efforts. Then what do you expect your 2024 volume to look like? And a large percentage of people expected their volumes to increase this year. The majority of them expected them to remain the same, with a small percentage of the companies expecting a reduction in the number of relocations they do. Now, primarily that could be the result of the adoption of remote workforces. And then lastly, we started to look at what puts a company into an active buying process. The number one reason was company consolidation. Then we got into mergers, acquisitions, and then industry regulations surprised us. That actually made the top 5 lists for the first time in several years of doing this study. Then we also explored new leadership and the impact that has, as well as procurement guidelines. So this research is chock full of information. If you're in the manufacturing industry, this study is for you. Now, keep in mind, the manufacturing was for A to Z. You could be manufacturing furniture, food, to industrial equipment. But it does at least focus on the challenges and the goals that these manufacturing companies face each day with their corporate mobility efforts. So we hope that you download the study, you find it interesting. We'd love to get your feedback on it. And of course, we hope you keep us in mind to help support your employee relocations and mobility efforts. Thank you.